Let's take a look at how a different time signature would give us the same rhythm if we convert from one duple simple meter to another. I'm looking here at this example that is 4E, and it's in 2/4 time. It's duple simple. But let's pick another duple simple meter. Let's do some rhythmic transcription. So I can pick any other duple simple meter and rewrite the rhythm. It will look different with different note values, but it will sound the same. Watch this. So another duple simple meter would be something like 2/8. I'm going to just use the first line of 4E so I can get a couple different examples on here. Now in 2/4 time, the original, the beat was the quarter note. Okay, well, here's a quarter note beat. All right. In 2/8 time, the beat is the eighth note. The note values look one level faster. So instead of this quarter note here, I would write an eighth note. Let's go back to the beginning of our original. These notes were the subdivisions. They were eighth notes, half of the quarter note beat each. What's half of the eighth note beat? An eighth note splits into two 16th notes. So I'm going to start by changing anything that was an eighth note gets one level quicker looking, one level shorter, if you will. Eighth notes become 16th notes, and I'm going to beam them the same way. 1 and, that's an eighth note beat now. 2 and, see, I'm going from this original measure to this new measure. Bar line. Now this note was a dotted quarter, so it's going to be a dotted eighth. It's that easy. This was an eighth note. Move it a level shorter or faster or quicker or whatever you want to think of it. I hate saying quicker because we might not go quicker, but a level more inky. Okay, so we're going to get inkier. I like that. I'm going to say that. The dotted quarter again becomes a dotted eighth. The eighth note gets inkier, so it becomes a 16th note. Here's another 16th. Another eighth note. Now you say, should we beam those together? Because they kind of cross over a beat 1 into 2. Yeah, we could, but I'm not going to worry about that today. Let's save that for theory class in the fall. We'll finish it up with a 16th note, bar line. 2 more 16th notes. Oh, I'm going to run out of room. I should have made it a little bit better. A quarter rest becomes an eighth rest. And I'm going to stop there because I sort of cut this off anyway. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about that bit. Now, let's look at the counting for the original. 1 and 2 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and. That's how that would count. Now let's look here. This might look, oh my gosh, so terrible, but the eighth note is the beat. That's the M&M that's getting the beat. Watch this. 1 and 2 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and. The sounds are the same. They look different on the page. They look less full of ink or more full of ink, but they are representing the same musical sounds. The same musical sounds. Now, what if we take this 2/4 time and instead of converting it to something that we might call more inky, to note values that look quicker, even though they can go whatever speed we say, what if we went the other way, another duple simple meter? How about something like 2/2 time? 2/2 time is duple, because it says top number is 2, and it means the half note gets the beat. Why? The bottom number, write it like a fraction. Now say that fraction. 1/2 is the same as 1/2, half note. Okay? So I'm going to write it now so that the beat value, what was the quarter note in the original, the beat value is going to be a half note. Okay, if the beat is a half note, what are the subdivisions? The things that were eighth notes are now going to be what fits into a half note. Two things fit into a half note, 2 quarters. So the subdivisions are going to be quarters. Watch this. So eighth notes become quarter notes. If you will, they become less inky. There's fewer things to draw on each note. Now, I also can't beam them together. There's no way to beam together quarter notes. So you might say, well, that looks a little harder to look at, actually. Sure, that could be one drawback to writing in 2/2 time, but people do for different reasons. Okay, a dotted quarter becomes a dotted half. Here's the eighth, becomes the subdivided quarter. Same again in the next measure. That's a dotted half note. If you can't tell, it's kind of messy. Sorry. I'm not taking time to erase and stuff. Okay, quarter, half, quarter, bar line, quarter, quarter. Now I need, instead of a quarter rest, I need a half rest. So I'm going to sit that half rest. It sits on top of the line because it has 2 quarter notes in it. It's not very heavy. Now, what if we count this? The half note gets the beat. So this is going to be 1 and 2 and. It's going to count the same. The original was this. 1 and 2 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and. Here's the new version written out as 2/2 time. 1 and 2 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and. It's the same sound, the same sound. Another abbreviation for 2/2 time is this symbol, a C with a line through it. This is called alla breve in Italian, which is annoying because there's no breves around here. I mean, it's just one of those things. Okay, we call it alla breve, even though there's no breves. So cut time is the other name for it. Cut time. Again, I don't have a really great reason why it's cut time, except that, well, let's not go. Just call it cut time or 2/2 time. It's a duple simple meter, just like 2/8 or 2/4. We could take any of these meters and convert them to a different beat value. 4/4 time could be converted to 4/8 or 4/16 or 4/2 or 4/1 even. 3/4 time could be converted as well. So we're so used to looking often at quarter notes as the beat, but they don't always get the beat. Whatever gets the beat, whatever we say gets the beat, that's what gets the beat. So it's a handy skill to be able to realize that these different versions of the rhythm give us the same sound, the same musical proportions, the same rhythmic proportions, just written with more ink maybe, or less ink, whichever one you prefer to look at, I guess.